The Minitor VI pager from Motorola allows you to customize the audio in the pager. You can customize the knob settings, the A, B, C, D knobs, for example, or you can customize the way the pager beeps at you when it gets alerted. To customize the audio, what you would want to do is read the pager. After you've read the pager, you'll be able to then view the user data. This is your standard user data that you would program into the pager. I'm not going to go through the programming in this video. I do have another video of the programming if you want to watch that video. In this video, we're going to look at the custom audio. The custom audio can be found down at the bottom where the button says View Custom Audio. If you click on that button, it'll pop up a new menu. This menu will have a little help screen that comes up. It kind of tells you about the custom audio and the way the audio has to be set up for it to work on the pager. You can just close that. This is the default files that come with the pager for your custom audio. The top section are 5 different alerts. They're labeled alert 1 through 5. The bottom section are your knobs. It's labeled SWA for switch A, B, and so forth down to H. There are 8 knob positions and 5 different alert custom audio sections here. What you would do is you would load a file from your computer by browsing the file and selecting the file. After you've selected the files that you want to load into the pager, you would then check off over here the right button on all the files that you want to program. You may not want to have all these checked off because it does take a little bit of time to program all of the custom audio into the pager. So you just want to check off the ones that you want to program into the pager. In this case, these are just the default files from Motorola. We'll be loading our own custom files a little bit later in this video. So for now, you can just click on OK and OK. To make a custom audio file for your pager, it has to be in a very specific format. And you're likely going to find that's a problem because there are not very many audio files that you're going to find that are in the correct format. So on our website, we have a custom audio converter. To get to the custom audio converter on our website, first you want to go to pwservice.com. That's our home page for our main website. You'll get to our website. It'll look something like this. At the top, there's a button that says Fire Pagers. Click on the Fire Pagers. There's a list of different pagers that are available. You want to click on the Minitor VI, or you can click on the Minitor VI here. Either way, it takes you to the same place. Once you get to our Minitor VI page, you want to scroll down. It's fairly far down the page, so you want to keep scrolling until you find the custom audio section. It's past all the pictures and past the knob settings. To load a custom file from your computer, first you're going to need to have a file either downloaded from the internet or already on your computer that you want to use. If you don't have any files on your computer that you want to customize for your alerts on the Minitor VI, you can find some on the internet. We provide a link to a website that has a lot of different custom files that you may find interesting. The website that we have in our link is called Sound Bible. This is just a website that is on the internet that we found. It has nothing to do with us. It's an independent website. You can download sound files from here or any other websites that are on the internet. I'm just going to show you this website for demonstration purposes. I've already done a little search for some sounds, and this is what the website has returned. It's got all kinds of different sounds and beeps that you can choose. We're just going to pick this first one here. It's called just a railroad crossing bell. as you can hear, it has a sound effect of a railroad crossing bell. The sound can be downloaded in several formats. I recommend you download the MP3 version. The MP3 version is going to be a compressed version. It's going to be a smaller file size, and it'll be easier for you to download and then upload. You could do either one, it doesn't matter. They both will work on our website. It's just the MP3 is going to be a smaller file size. So let's download that now. Once you've downloaded the file onto your computer, you can switch it back to our custom audio converter. You want to use this top section here that says upload a file. You can choose the file that you've downloaded onto your computer. In this case, it was the railroad crossing bell. It then loads it here into the converter. You have an option of starting after a certain period of time. For example, if you wanted to start after 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 20 seconds because you want to get a certain section of your sound audio file, you can do that here. You can enter the number of seconds that you want to skip at the beginning. In this case, we're not going to skip any. We're just going to start at the very beginning. So once you have the file here, you can then click on the convert button. It will then upload the file. It will then process it and then give you a link to download it. So we'll just give it here a minute to upload it. Once the file has been converted, you'll have a little audio player here at the bottom. Note that this will not appear on Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer does not support this little audio player. So if you have an Internet Explorer, this will not appear. But if you have other browsers, this will be here, and you can play the converted clip to see if it's okay. And that's the entire length of the clip. Keep in mind that the Minitor VI can only hold audio clips that are a maximum of about 4 seconds long. So you'll want to find a good little section of your audio clip that you like to put into the pager. Once you're satisfied with the sound of the audio clip, you can download the file by clicking on the download button, and then it's going to download the audio clip in a WAV format that is the proper format for your Minitor VI pager. If you wish to convert another file, or if you didn't like this one, you can just reset the file converter and start over. Switching back to the Minitor VI pager software, you can select the custom audio from the top. You want to click on View, Custom Audio, or you can click on View, User Data. If you click on the user data, the custom audio will be at the bottom of the user data. In this case, we're just going to select custom audio. You can see that I've already loaded the file into Alert 1. This is the railroad crossing bell. You can test it here in the software. This will make sure that it's the correct sound that you are looking for. The right over here, the little checkoff box, needs to be checked to write this one to your pager. If you have more than just this first one, you can write all the other custom audios that you have into the pager. In this case, these are all the default Motorola ones, and we don't really want to write these into the pager, so these can be unclicked. Keep in mind, this is going to be the alert, so when the pager gets paged, this alert will go off. If you wanted to have a custom audio in the switch position, for example, if you were to change the switch position from A to B, you would put that custom audio down here in this section. In this case, we want this bell on alert 1. So we'll click on OK. Now that you've set up your custom audio, you can go back to the user data The user data needs to be changed to alert the pager with the custom audio. The other window that we were just at was to set up the custom audio into the software. Now we need to set up the custom audio into the pager. To do this, we're going to go to the user data and then select channel 1. If you have more than one channel, you could select one of the other channels, but we're just going to use channel 1 in this example. In this example, we have call 1 here with our 2 sets of tones, and the alert over here is just set the standard. Standard just means it beeps. It's going to beep, beep, beep. We want to change that to the bell sound that we've downloaded. So we'll click here, and you can see the different selections that you have. We're going to use custom alert 1. That's where we saved our railroad crossing bell sound. So let's select custom alert 1, and now whenever this pager alerts on 330 and 600, these set of tones, it's going to have that bell sound. If you had more sets of tones, such as here, let's say if you had tone 800 and 900, you could then select another custom audio if you had more than one. So if you had some more custom audio that you had programmed into it, you can select custom audio 2, 3, and so forth. Or you can use one of these standard alerts from Motorola. And don't forget about your long tones. Down here are your long tones. If you had some custom audio, you can put it down here as well. Keep in mind you can only have 5 total custom audio files. So once you're satisfied with the custom audio that you have set up in here, you can click on OK. Now we're going to write the custom audio into the pager. To do that, there's actually 2 steps you have to do. In the operation at the top, there's write code plug and write custom audio. First, you're going to want to write the code plug, and this tells the pager how to alert. It's going to tell the pager to alert with the custom audio in, say, the A position, or alert the custom audio when you receive a certain set of tones. Once you've programmed the pager to have the alerts for the knob positions or a certain set of tones, then you're going to need to write the custom audio. Writing the custom audio is actually transferring the sound files to the pager. So there's 2 steps. You have to tell the pager what to do, and then you have to transfer the files to the pager. If you just do write the custom audio, or if you just do write the code plug, the pager will not work on your custom audio. You have to do both. You have to write the code plug and write the custom audio. Switching back to our custom audio converter on our website, there's a section here that says record your own voice. So I'll show you briefly how to record your own voice and then save it into your minute or 6 pager. The first thing to be aware of is that your voice recording can only be 4 seconds. So if you talk really slow or you have a lot of things to say, it's going to cut off your voice after 4 seconds. So you want to say it fairly quickly and say it sort of abbreviated, so you don't have this long drawn out recording that gets cut off. To record your voice, you're going to click on Start Recording. Keep in mind that this section here does not work on all the browsers. It only works on certain browsers. This does not work on Internet Explorer. It may work on maybe a newer version of Internet Explorer. I think Internet Explorer 12 is supposed to be able to record from a website like this. As of the date of this recording, Internet Explorer 12 has not been released. So you would either need to use Chrome or Firefox. I'd recommend you use Chrome. Chrome is from Google. Chrome usually works pretty good on a lot of these types of websites. So if this is grayed out or if this section is not working for you, you should try to use a different browser if you want to record your own voice. So let me give you a quick example of how this would work. You would click on Start Recording. Fire Station 23. And then you click Stop Recording when you've done. It'll process the recording that you made and then give you this little section at the bottom. You can test the recording that you just made to see if it sounds okay to you.
Fire Station 23.
And if that sounds good, you can then download your recording. It's downloaded the file, and then once it's downloaded, you'll need to switch back to the Minitor VI software and load this into the custom audio of the Minitor VI software. Switching back to the Minitor VI software, we're going to go to View, Custom Audio. I've already loaded the audio file that I just recorded on our website into position A on the switch. You notice this is switch A, B, C, and so forth. So whenever you switch to position A, let's say if you were in position B and you switch to position A, it'll play back that recording that you just made. In this case, it says Fire Station 23. You could have put anything in there, whatever position A is for you. If you want to test what's in there, you can click on the file.
Fire Station 23.
It has like a little play button there. Once you've tested it, made sure that this is what you do want in position A, you can write the pager. But first you need to have these buttons checked off here. If, for example, you don't have that checked off and you write the pager, this will not write to the pager. So you want to have that checked off. But once you're satisfied with your settings here, you can click on OK. Keep in mind this top section is for the beeping sound when it gets alerted. This bottom section is for the knob positions when you change it from one position to another. Before the pager will work with your custom audio, you're going to need to program the pager itself for the custom audio settings. So let's go to View, User Data. Earlier in the video we were over here on channel 1. We want to go now to switch positions. The switch positions is where you would select the custom audio for each position of the switch. So for example here we have custom audio switch A. We could choose here the custom audio for switch B and custom audio for switch C. Each of these settings correspond with the custom audio section that we were just at. So SWA through SWH corresponds to the custom audio section here, A through H. So don't get these top sections mixed up with these bottom sections. This bottom section is for your switch, which is here, switch functions, and the top section is for your channel selector. So this is custom audio 1 through 5 versus your custom audio here. This is just going to be switch A because you're on switch A, custom audio switch B because you're on switch B. So once you've set up your custom audio here on your switches and on your tone alerts, you can click on OK. And then we're going to need to do two writes. One is to write the code plug, and the other one is going to write the custom audio. And remember, you're always going to need to do two writes to the pager if you made any changes to it. If you made changes to the user data, you're going to need to write the code plug. If you made changes to the custom audio, you're going to need to write the custom audio. So if you made no changes to the user data and you're just changing the audio, like the custom audio, you don't need to do both writes. You can just write the audio. If you're not sure, you can always do both. It doesn't take very long. I always do both, just write and then write, just to make sure you got everything in there. Switching back to our website on the custom audio converter, we'll use this bottom section the text-to-speech. And what this is you would type in some text here in this box. The text would be converted to a computerized voice, and then you can download that and save it into your Minitor 6 pager. So in this case, we'll just do switch B, and then we'll do fire. So we'll have it say switch B, fire station 2. You can click on process, and it's converted that into a sound file. We can test the sound file here, and keep in mind, if you are using Internet Explorer or some browsers, this will not appear, so you may have a slightly different view than what you're seeing here in the video.
Switch B, fire station 2.
So it says switch B, fire station 2. We can play it again just to make sure it's correct.
Switch B, fire station 2.
And if we're happy with the recording, you can download it, save it to your computer, and then load it into the Minitor 6 software. Switching back to the Minitor 6 software, we can go to the top, View, Custom Audio, and get to our Custom Audio section, or we can go to View, User Data. At the bottom of the user data is the custom audio. Either way, it takes you to the same place. In this example, I've already loaded the custom audio file that we just did on our website for the switch position B, and I put it into switch position B. If you want to hear what that sounds like, you can click on the play file here.
Switch B, fire station 2.
And so you can hear that's the same file that we had converted on our website. You want to make sure that you have this checked off with the right over here, and then switch position B will say that whenever you switch to switch position B. If you're happy with the setup here, we can click on OK, and then we'll need to go back to the software, select the function switches, and we're going to go to switch position B, SWB. Switch position B has to say custom audio or custom SWB here. If you had left that, say, to standard, you will not hear that custom audio on your pager. You have to program the pager along with the custom audio section that we were just at. So let's select switch position B to be our custom audio. And now we have switch position A, switch position B, and we also have our tone alerts here set up for custom audio. So once we're happy with all these settings, we can go back to the main menu, and we'll need to write the code plug and write the custom audio. And again, you'll need to do two writes, write code plug and write the custom audio. The record your own voice section of our website only works on certain browsers. So if your browser does not work with the record your own voice, you can record your own voice on your own computer. The easiest way to do it is if you're in Windows, you can do a search for sound recorder and then record your own voice onto your computer. Because if you have a Windows computer, if you go down to your start button and where it says search for sound, S-O-U-N-D, and you're going to come up with sound recorder. Click on sound recorder. This is the built-in sound recorder that's used in the Windows system. If you're using older Windows or perhaps a newer Windows version, it may look a little bit different than this, but this allows you to record your custom your voice and program it into the pager as a custom audio. The sound recorder that's built into the Windows operating system is very simple and easy to use. You just simply click on Start Recording and it begins recording your voice. When you're done, you click the button again to stop the recording. Keep in mind the Minitor 6 only can record about 4 seconds of your voice, so you want to speak fairly quickly and get to the point. So I'm going to just make a short recording, and then we're going to save it and program it into the Minitor 6 pager. Fire Station 3. Now it's giving me the option of how I want to save this. You'll notice it's going to save it as a WMA file. This is the Windows format, and this is a fine file format to use. We have a converter on our website that allows you to convert this to the proper file that's going to be used in the Minitor 6. So I'm just going to save it as this is Fire Station 3. Once you've recorded your own voice onto your computer, you can then upload the file and then convert that file for the Minitor 6. So let me show you an example of uploading a file that I've already recorded on this computer and then converting that to the custom audio. So I've already saved on this computer the Fire Station 3 recording. It's a WMA file. That's a Windows file. If you're using a different computer, or say an Apple computer, you may have a different extension here. It doesn't matter too much as long as it's an extension that can be converted with our converter. So once you've selected the file that you've recorded on your own computer, you can click Convert. It will then upload the file and convert it to the proper format to be used on your Minitor 6 pager. You can test it at the bottom, and again, this may not look exactly like this. Depending on the browser you use, it may not even be here. But in this case, I'm using Chrome, which is what I'd recommend you use as well. It seems to work pretty good with the converter.
Fire Station 3.
So you can see that's the audio file that I had recorded here on this computer. I then saved it, uploaded it to our website. I converted it to the proper format to be used on the Minitor 6, and now I can download the file. Switching back to the Minitor 6 software, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to do View, Custom Audio, and then select the custom audio for the pager. In this case, we're going to just use my Fire Station 3 that I had recorded here on this computer, uploaded, converted, and then saved on this computer. I've loaded it already into this position for switch C, and we can test it here by clicking on the play button.
Fire Station 3.
And so you can now see how we have 3 different custom audio here on switch position A, switch position B, and switch position C. And then we also have on the alert the custom bell ringing. To set up your pager, you need to do the same thing as before: user data, switch position, and then we'll go to C and select custom audio for C. And that's pretty much all there is to doing the pager. You'll still need to do the right code plug, right custom audio. But this should give you a good example and a good feeling for how to set up your Minitor 6 for the custom audio.